Mm. Hmm. Welcome. Is anybody live here? Mhm. Hello. Oh, there was. Hmm. Hello. Is anybody live? Say, let me know if anybody's on the site. Okay. At this moment, without anybody's interested, let me know you're here. Just sign in. Don't forget to leave. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. Okay, this is a continued discussion of sleep problem, sleep and breathing problem. As I said before, I work for, I'm a respiratory therapist slash sleep technician. And I work in a virus sleep lab for more than 15 years. And, uh, and I'm here to help anybody who have sleep condition or breathing problem. So the topic we did cover before, I did do a brief overview of the kind of people that would experience sleep problem. Um, is anybody live? Let me know if you're there and if you could hear me. Please don't wait probably 2 or 3 minutes before I continue to see if anybody does sign in on the chat. Hello, welcome. Anybody who's listening, welcome. So in this session, I'm gonna cover one sleep problem that most of the people that I observe in the lab that they experience. Actually, there's actually four breathing problem people experience while they're sleeping. but I'm gonna cover only one now. What we're gonna cover is um, sleep apnea, hypopnea. Okay, and also I want to let you know what the difference between sleep between apnea and hypopnea. Um, Apnea is when somebody's sleeping and they are breathing, and then they come to a construction construction of their breathing is constructed um, obstructed completely. There's no air that's passing in and out, so they have a complete um, obstruction of the upper airway. Because most of the people that experience sleep apnea, it's usually in the upper airway. There's an obstruction in the upper way, and in the upper airway. The obstruction could be done by either the tonsil is big, so it's obstructed the air from when the patient's sleeping. It's obstructed the air from coming in and out. The uvula that is in the center of the patient by and the patient throat. And when you open your mouth, you could see the uvula. The uvula is like it look like a punching bag. It's something that hang in the back of the throat, and it look like a punching bag. That's the uvula. And then there's the tonsil. The two tonsils are there in the side of your mouth that could obstruct the airway, and also the tongue is depending on which position you sleep. If it's left, right, or back, the tongue could fall back and obstructed the airway. So so who can experience sleep apnea? It's it's varied because it's varied. If a person is working like um, graveyard shifts, so if the patient like if the person is work at night, sleep during the day, there's a shift on the sleep pattern. So that person in the long run will experience sleeping problem later on. Um, a smoker will experience sleep problem and sleep apnea. Sleep hypopnea, sleep apnea, a smoker. Um, uh, Somebody that have um, lung problem, or somebody that have the spine problem like kyphosis will experience sleep apnea, breathing problem while they are asleep. There's a problem in the spine that is affect them from breathing in and out um, completely, and for the head for the lung to fully develop, so they will experience sleep hypopnea, sleep problem. Um, Somebody that work on a laundry mat, because when they working in a laundry mat, they're not wearing something to protect their lung. They inhaling the dust. It will affect the lungs, and this will lead to sleep problem and sleep hypopnea. Um, Somebody that lift weight. Somebody that lift weight because of the building of muscles all around the body, it will because of the build of the muscle require oxygen. So therefore, that a person that is lift up weight will experience sleep apnea, hypopnea, breathing problem while they're asleep. Um, Somebody that is have asthma, emphysema, pneumonia will experience um, breathing problem while when they are asleep. Somebody that born with their lung premature, when they were small, they have to continue see a doctor, a lung doctor, to make sure that the lungs fully develop. Um, so based on that, the doctor will determine if they are in sleep apnea or hypopnea. Uh, so as I cover the people that will experience sleep apnea, hypopnea, graveyard shift workers, construction workers, people that work in laundry, smokers, people that have lung control, and also the last one is people that is overweight based on height. They will experience sleep problem, sleep apnea that might lead to sleep apnea later on if it doesn't fix the condition. So there's four type of um, breathing sleep problem. There's hypopnea, there's hypopnea, there's central apnea, there's mixed hypopnea. So, but today we're just gonna cover one one topic. So, what I'm gonna cover is hypopnea. So, the definition of hypopnea is when you take a shallow breath for 10 seconds or longer while asleep. So your airway is not completely blocked. It's 30% lower than normal. The airway is not completely blocked, but there's a blockage, but there's still air that passing in, that's able to pass in while you're asleep. So it's not completely blocked, but it will still affect your oxygen. Um, if if your oxygen tend to be let's say when you are awake, because you are in control of your breathing when you're awake. If your oxygen, if you go to a doctor or you buy a over the counter pulse oximetry to test your blood oxygen, it will record that your oxygen is 98, 97. Anything above 90 is good. Based on height, no, based on age. Everything is above 90 is good. Let's say if you're 60 something years old, and then your oxygen is 92, 94, that's good. I mean, while you're breathing, while you're awake. But it might it might affect. There might be a different when you're asleep. So it depends on, okay, your height, your daily activities, while you're a smoker, a drinker. Somebody drink tend to also experience sleep problem and sleep apnea. So if you're over 60, your oxygen will be around 92, 94. So if you have some sign of heart condition and the doctor say, oh, you went to a physical doctor and the doctor said, okay, based on your EKG, there's some sign of heart condition based on the EKG. This is a sign that say that while you're asleep, you are having sleep breathing problem, sleep apnea. So therefore, the only way the EKG will determine, because when you breathing, when you're sleeping, the only thing that the two things that you don't have control, the two things that is in control is your brain and your heart. If the brain is not getting enough oxygen, it will send signal to the body, to the heart, and say pump faster. So therefore, that let's say you are asleep, your brain is not getting enough oxygen. That means that there's not enough oxygen. The heart is pumping, but not enough oxygen to go throughout the body. It's a sign that there is some kind of obstruction, and the obstruction is coming from the upper airway. So it will send the signal to the heart and say pump faster. So the heart will start pumping faster. So for it to completely send oxygen throughout the body, for the oxygen to completely circulate throughout the body, and the brain will get it's also its oxygen. So the only way you will notice that you are experiencing you having sleep problem or sleep apnea, your heart, the heart EKG, you go to a doctor, it will let you know that there is something happening while you are asleep at night. So with this sign, it's good to seek a specialist. I'm not saying go to a physical checkup. I said a specialist that deal with um, breathing problem, like a pulmonary doctor or neurologist, and they by speaking to them, they will let you know exactly. Okay, they will not let you know right offhand. They will know that that's a sign, and they will schedule for you to come for a study for to resolve to see what's going on while you're asleep. So as me, I was working at monitoring patients for 15 years. I work at night, so therefore that later on I tend to experience sleep problem because there's a shift because we were not born to be we were born to kind of sleep at night, work during the day. But that was once I stopped working at night doing 12-hour shifts and then sleep during the day. When I was sleep during the day, it's usually roughly 2 hours or 4 hours. So therefore that and long run, I was doing it for 50 years. So later on, I am experiencing sleep problem. Regarding not sleep apnea, because based on my height, I am a little bit above the weight. So therefore that I monitor myself. So therefore that I know that I'm having mild because there's three type of diagnosis. There's mild, moderate, and severe. So I'm experiencing mild sleep apnea. So for me to resolve this condition, and also I tend to snore also, even though I have my tonsil removed earlier when I was young, I still snore. So therefore, that removing the tonsil does not prevent me from snoring. So another thing I want to mention, the reason you snore is because when you are asleep, whether you're on your side or on your back, but it tends to be worse on your back. When you're asleep, you have two tonsils, the two tonsils in the side of your teeth. You have the uvula in the mid, and you have the tongue also. So these organs um, cause a restriction when the air is going in and out. So when I'm breathing in and out, then the air is passing through my tonsil and the uvula. So the uvula is the one that vibrate and make the snoring sound. So when you snore and you hearing the sound, so that's the air is passing between the tonsil and the uvula. So the uvula is vibrating in the back of your throat. That's what causes the loud snore sound. So although I have my tonsil removed, my uvula is still there, so that's fine. And my tongue. So what I use to avoid myself from snoring, I use the mouth guard. In the next video, I will show you. This mouth guard, you could get it over the count. You could go to those places that sell gym exercise stuff. You could get a mouth guard. Um, it's not the best, but it's still it. The one I use, even though it's not the best, but it fixes the problem. It or prevent me from snoring. What it does, it adjusted my jaw, and it caused the tongue, so the tongue could um, um, rest comfortably in my mouth. So therefore, that when I'm sleeping on my side, I don't tend to hear myself snoring because back then when I don't use the mouth guard, I would hear myself snoring and I would wake up myself from the sound of my snore. So and also my daughter will tell me, "Oh, you snore." So therefore that's one what I use when I'm sleeping at night. For mild sleep apnea, I use the mouth guard, and then this resolved the problem. But and also what will resolve the problem? Me, I tend to be all over the place on my side, right to left to my back. So therefore that the mouth guard is still there. It's still resolve the problem because I have mild sleep apnea. But if I did have moderate to severe, the mouth guard will not resolve the problem. It will only resolve the problem if I tend to be sleeping on my side or my stomach. Because once you sleep on your side or on your stomach, then your tonsil is all on the side. Your tongue is on the side. And also that remember when you're sleeping on your back and the tongue fall back, the uvula fall back, your tonsil is in the way. And then there's a major organ that is in the front that is you on your back. It compress the lungs and the uvula is completely expanding when you breathe in and when you're breathing out. So therefore that this cause also some kind of restriction when you're breathing in and out. So what I do, I sleep on my back, but I have mild sleep apnea. But if you experience a family member who could tell you that also you might have breathing problem or you snoring because if you're sleeping by yourself, if you don't have somebody in the house with you sleeping, you might not know you snore unless you wake up yourself from snoring. A lot of people tend to wake up themselves from snoring. So that's snoring loud is a sign of you having breathing problem, sleep problem, and have a checkup. Because if you don't have a checkup, it might lead to later on life something worse because you put in strain. If it's tense because you're having sleep apnea, your heart is overworked. You're putting strain on the heart. Eventually, your heart will stop wearing out, tired, and then this will lead to either you having a pacemaker done and something else, or valve replaced and stuff. So, hypopnea is you are sleeping. Your airway is not completely blocked off. There's still air moving in and out, but it's not enough. But there is some obstruction. So it will lead to, because of the blockage, snoring, a decrease of oxygen. A decrease of oxygen, that means that there's not enough oxygen going throughout the body. So therefore that it will send signal to your brain to constantly adjust it when you're asleep, to adjust it yourself. When the brain sends the signal is not getting the oxygen, you tend to get that wake up from your sleep and turn position. You don't just wake up like that. You wake up and change your position. It's because your brain sends signal to the heart, and because it's not getting the oxygen that it's getting. And then, so therefore that so when you send the signal, your feet move and you change position. And it's gonna continue happening. So therefore that when it's continue happening every night, when you wake up at night and the morning, you don't feel like you fully rested. Even though you might sleep for what 24 hours or 12 hours or 8 hours a day. You sleep 8 hours a day, but you still tired, exhausted. Sometimes you will feel like when you wake up, your heart is jumping out of your heart, out of your chest. This is another sign that your heart is overworked. Or you wake up gasping for air. That's another sign of you having sleep apnea. That you need to see a specialist. The other sign are the people, most patients that they mentioned to me they experience constantly going to the bathroom at night, 3 or 4 times going to the bathroom at night. That's a sign of you having a sleep apnea, sleep problems, breathing problem at night. People will wake up with headache. They sleep, but when they wake up with headache. Headache is a sign of you are experiencing some breathing problem while you're asleep. It's only happen when you're asleep. So therefore that's why I keep emphasizing to you, if you go to a regular physician and you tell the physician that this is what's happening to you and stuff, regular physician might not pick up the sign because he will do regular tests and say, guess what? Everything is fine. Your oxygen is 98. Your blood, I mean, your blood tests come out fine, and so therefore that there might be a little change on your bicarb and stuff, but he will not understand. Don't, but you need to see a specialist. The specialist is a pulmonary doctor. You need to see a neurologist doctor. Um, some of these doctors, your insurance might not pay for it. So therefore that these tests might come out of your pocket. And these tests also, and some of the insurance might recognize it and pay half. That means the other half you pay for it. So, and these tests are not cheap. So be aware that with the situation that happened with COVID, um, uh, where people experience the sign of COVID. But before the sign of COVID, there's people that before COVID, people was experience the breathing sleeping problem, but they don't pay attention to it. So when COVID come, which is a virus that is attacking the lung, so it make it worse. Because when the problem of breathing that have to do with when you were experiencing your sleeping problem before COVID, it wasn't that bad, but it was still there. It was present, but you didn't seek. If you did talk to your physician, regular physician about it, you didn't request to a specialist. And also you didn't go further and examine why you feeling like that. So once COVID come, which is a virus that is outside, now come and attach itself to the airway, the lung, then the problem becomes worse. So, and that's why you see now, once COVID step in, a lot of people are losing their life. But if these people where people might say, oh, they were healthy people. How do you know? Just because somebody is lifting up weight, have muscle all over his body, that doesn't mean the person was healthy. If the person is skinny, oh, the person was skinny, was running, that doesn't mean anything. You're looking from outside, but you don't see the inside. When you're looking from the outside, you cannot say just because the person was healthy. The only thing that we would recommend that will mention that the person was healthy is when a test is being done while the patient, that's before COVID. Before COVID, the patient there have a lung test done. The lung test will tell the capacity of the lung, and the person have a blood test done, completely blood test to make sure that um, um, all everything is around normal. That it should be done before COVID. Then, if anything happened after COVID come, the virus, then you could say, okay, the patient was healthy. The patient was not a smoker, was not a drunker. The person exercised, did have a good clear lungs. So therefore, that and the person was not experiencing secondhand smoking. Second, secondhand smoking is kill as much as the person that's smoking it. So that's why you see that children that is around fathers that are smoke, they end up with asthma. So therefore, that secondhand smoking is as worse as when 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 as worse as the person that is smoking itself. So therefore, that we cannot jump to the conclusion, oh, the person was healthy, but now COVID is already there here, but it's not too late. Not too late. You could, because of what's going on right now. I know I'm not emphasizing people to go, urging people to go to a hospital, because right now a hospital have to deal with the patient that coming in, and now they I mean things is not, I would say I would say is going to a hospital is the best thing, but they are outside clinic. There's sleep clinic that's still being conducted, having those tests done. So therefore, that if you have the insurance, the insurance willing to cover for it, go get yourself a test done, a sleep test done. But if you don't have, if the insurance not gonna cover for it, you don't have the money, So it's your purpose, your job, trying to maintain healthy things, trying to eat healthy things that might not put you in a situation that might affect you from bringing your sleeping or sleeping. Trying to keep a diet, a balanced diet. Trying to avoid eating fatty food, for example, or fast food. Um, Eat more vegetable and fruit. Um, Drink a lot of water. Eat, drink a lot of things that are green. That's healthy, and this also will maintain a healthy balance. That will maintain a good lifespan, and that will not affecting your heart because the fast food, the meat, know that there's fat, and it might cause triple bypass. So fortunately, I used to work in a McDonald's when I was young. So when people come to a McDonald's asking for double cheeseburger, quarter pound of cheese, in my mind back then I used to think that they should name as I grew up and as I was learning going to college. I was saying they should change the menu or give me a double bypass for and 4 years down the line because those type of food fast food will cause damage 4 years or 5 years later down the down your life because they are not healthy. So if you like this video, um, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for the next video because this topic we cover hypopnea, what it means to have hypopnea, um, what what it is, and then how it affect, what it cause, how it affect, or what happened when you experience it, um, and it's depending based on height, and it's based on your age, height, and weight, um, or how it's gonna affect you, if it's and how your symptoms gonna be. So everybody's different. If you're younger, you might not have that much effect, but as you aging, coming down the line to 60, the effect might be either more severe or the symptom might be different, and your day-to-day living might be different. Your sleep experience might be different, um, and also your energy, your activity might be different. So you have to view it, um, not based on um, this this advice is not based on, it's for everybody. It's not based on one type of person. It's based on age, height, weight. So and your symptom might be different based on age, height, weight, and also your activity might be different from based on height and weight. So therefore that, if you like this video, with a thumbs up, and subscribe and share, because for the next topic I'm gonna cover the next second breathing problem. We cover hypopnea. The next topic we're gonna cover is apnea, and and what you should expect. Would you know you are experiencing apnea, and what is the severe, what is the effect, the age, and um, how you should go about and examine, view um, how you should go about and um, I mean you should go about apply, understand and resolve and turn the situation. But with apnea, with apnea, patients that tend to have apnea, this the first one, tend to be between in the mild, based on height and weight and age. It could be different and moderate. Me and I use myself as an example because based on my height and weight and age. Um, so there and also because I don't have my tonsil, I use mouth guard. So when I'm sleeping, so therefore that I know I kind of and I sleep on my side also. Sleep position is very important also. Um, but in the next video, I will explain to you how I see people, young people that are, although they are based on height, they over the weight, how are they able to overcome and prevent sleep apnea or decrease of oxygen, how they able to keep the oxygen above 9, the oxygen usually stay around 98, no matter, and even though they are certain height. I'll give you an example at certain height, like 5'7", 5'8", and close to 300 pounds. And how when they are asleep, are they able to maintain the oxygen above 90? It's all based on position and how do you sleep, what you use. So if you like this video, thumbs up and share for the next one. So have a good, stay healthy and take care of yourself. Nobody know you better than you. So if you are experiencing anything, you go to a physician. He's not listening. Go to the next one. Go to the next one until one, eventually one gonna hear your situation and direct you to the right doctor. You're not crazy. You know you better than anybody else. So keep in touch and send me leave comment. And if I able to help you, if you've been to that stage, went to a doctor, your sleep doctor, and it still does not help, just leave me a comment. I'll find a way. I'll let you know how. I'll see how I can help you. Have a good one and have a good day and stay with peace, joy, and happiness and health in the time of this pandemic. Stay focused because it's not getting the there's I would say there's a light in the tunnel, but you have to stay focused. You have to stay in the word of God. You have to stay because with all those things that's going on, stay focused. So don't get yourself distracted. See you in the next video. Mm. 45 minutes.